All right, everybody. Welcome to Crammin with Kaylui, the Spider Wing. I like to do a nice cram sesh before raids come out. Nice review session, really in depth, so I can answer questions or be able to change strats if we need to, or um, just I want to go in here with confidence, right? So I usually do these anyway, so I decided I would stream them and record them this time. I need to start recording. There we go. All right. Uh, and uh, yeah, so I like to go through all the boss's abilities really in depth first. And then I like to go through what our kind of general strat is, and then we'll see what it actually looks like. Now, this is the 25-man version of Nax, but I think the layout is pretty much the same, so we'll still be able to use it for figuring stuff out. So today, as a test run, I am doing the Arachnid Quarter, also known as the Spider Quarter. There's three bosses in each of these parts. Anub'Rekhan here, Fairlena here, and Maxina. I don't know here the last boss. So today I'm gonna actually go over all the trash as well because that's important to know. And then as we get to each boss, I'll talk about it. So this video is gonna be for Anub'Rekhan. So let's get into it. Okay. So on the way to Anub'Rekhan, we have this room in front of us. This room has a whole bunch of trash. Um, in Classic, the trash locations might be slightly different, but the room is the same. We're also going to be doing a lot of LOS pulls, so we also need to be mindful of where we're going to be doing those. Maybe here, or maybe all the way at the entrance to the Spider Wing. All right, so let's read about the trash. I have the huge trash guide and everything guide up that we'll be using for trash. For boss abilities, we'll be using WoW Wiki and some other sources. Okay, so all right, the Spider Wing trash. Okay, so first we got poisonous skitters. Be simple and require to AoE them down. They just do melee damage, have a poison attack. Are those the guys that are just like running around? Yeah, they are. Okay. So the skitter, that makes sense. They're skitters. So they're running around the whole room, and we'll probably grab those first if they don't pull with other stuff. Like that roaming pack will probably be first. All right. So skitters sound easy. Okay. The other mob packs you will encounter have a few different adds in them. These packs will have carrion spinners, dread creepers, and venom stalkers. This pack will be pulled using line of sight to avoid their mechanics. Okay, so the spinners have a web pull that target a random player and pull them towards it. They also have a frontal cone poison spray, so face them away from the raid. Okay, so after we LOS them, the tank will still need to like make sure they're facing them away. Um, Dread creepers do Veil Shadows easy. Venom stalkers have a poison charge, deals 3 ticks to anyone near the target. Anyone near the they want to be tanked out of line of sight of the rest of the raid with a healer or two to get out of vision for the charge. Okay. Oh, and that's it. Up to the Number Okay. So skitters are easy. We just pull them, AoE them down. We don't even really need to line of sight these guys. We'll just pull them back here and we go. We're good. Is this the same mobs? Oh, maybe it is. Spinners, Venom Stalkers. I don't know how much different. And Dread Creepers. Yeah, I guess they're here too. I don't know if their mechanics are the same, and I'm not going to worry about that. But so the idea is we do the whole pull, and we have one tank come around here, and then for the Venom Stalkers. Okay, so we need to see how many Venom Stalkers we have for each pack. But the idea is we're going to have another tank assigned to the Venom Stalkers that will go here. So then they'll be out of LOS from everything else, or on the other side, wherever. Just out of LOS from the rest of the raid. So we pull, go out of LOS. As everything comes, another tank pulls his Venom Stalker. Looks like one in that pack. One in that pack. Maybe it is just one per pack, which would make sense. we'll have an off tank and a couple of assigned healers go right here, and then just take care of that. But how will this mob die? How much health do they have? Maybe we'll send like a DPS over with them too, like a mage or a rogue or something. Depending on how much health they have, or we can have people just like pop out and dot them up or something. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, so this room really isn't that bad. It's just like the hardest part is gonna be just organizing so that we have our off tank pull correctly to here, and we have everyone else pull correctly to here. We might be able to get our hunters to help us actually. Have one hunter LOS pull here, and then as they come in, have another hunter pull the Venom Stalker and hide over here. Should be easy peasy. Okay, so let's move on to Anub'Rekhan. Let's blow some spiders up. Ah. Alright. I actually want them to do their abilities on me. I don't know if it's going to be the same, but... Okay, there's the pull. What's the Venom Stalker? I don't even think they're, like, I might just resist everything. Yeah, or I'm dodging it. Yeah, no. They're very... Oh, here we go. Okay, there's the Veil of Shadow. This is the same abilities. Veil of Shadow. There's the Root. And there's the Poison Charge from the Venom guys. Okay, so this is pretty much the same. Interesting. Alright. Let's head to Anub'Rekhan. So, the idea is, I believe, when we beat Anub'Rekhan, this gate will open. So before we go in there, we might as well just clear this whole room, I believe. We'll go and, yeah, we make sure it's clear, and then we'll head into Anub'Rekhan's room. Okay, let's go. Oh, there's trash in here in the hallways, too. So we'll clear this room first, and then we can use this to LOS, and here to LOS. No problem. Okay. All right, and here we are, Anub'Rekhan. These eggs do something? No. Maybe I thought they... I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking wrong. Okay, so this door closes when the fight starts. So everyone needs to be inside of here before we go. I don't know where the actual aggro range is, but you can see he's already talking shit. So... maybe this circle? Let's see. Okay. Anyways, before I do that, let's actually talk about Anub'Rekhan, and then I'll kill him, and then, yeah, so we can actually see the room. Okay. Anub'Rekhan. Let's talk about its abilities. Then we'll talk about the strategy we have written down in Discord. Then we'll go over anything extra we need to, and then I'll show what it looks like in game. Alrighty, let's go. So, oh, we don't need this. We need the... Hold on. This one. I had it up. Okay. This says he only has 1.5 million health, which really isn't that much. I mean, we have the ads too, but that's whatever, right? Okay. Okay, let's look at Anub'Rekhan's abilities. Okay, so Impale, it'll target anyone on a noob's aggro list. And it can also hit the main tank. About 35 yards, and Impale travels in a... Oh, are these the spikes? Impale travels in a 5 to 10 yard wide wave that strikes any player between Anub'Rekhan and his target. Yeah, it deals like 4,000 physical damage, which armor gets rid of some, and then but you also take fall damage because when it hits you, you go flying up. So that Impale is like a row of spikes that'll move towards you, and yeah, if it hits you, it's a lot of damage. And then yeah, that's talking about how we're gonna deal with it. I'll get into that in a second. Okay, then he also has the Locust Swarm, and that's every 70 to 100. That's a big window. Every 70 to 120 seconds. He does a spell that's huge AoE damage in a wide radius, 30 yards around him. So, ton of AoE damage, huge radius. The AoE is centered off of Anub'Rekhan as he moves. Okay. He'll slow to 40% of his normal run speed when he does this. But if you stay in, yeah, so if you stay in here, what happens? you get a dot debuff that just starts stacking, and it stacks quickly, and even low stacks do a lot of damage. And you're silenced while you're in there. Are you snared too? I don't think you're snared, just silenced. Okay. When he casts a spell, another Crypt Guard will also spawn at his initial engage point. Right. So, we also have to deal with these 2 Crypt Guards, right? When the fight starts, there's these Crypt Guards on the left and the right. Isn't it funny? They're level 31. I'm playing on Shadowlands on my level 50. I'm not even level 60 yet. All right. That's funny though. Okay, Crypt Guards. Let's talk Crypt Guards. Hold on. Okay. Okay. The Crypt Guards. Okay. So they have around 200k health, which is like nothing. They'll need to be killed first before DPS engages, right? With a balanced raid, they should probably less for us. So what do? They cleave. Okay. So face them away. They have a stacking poison dot, which stacks on almost every swing, every attack. Counter this by having a second tank. It depends how much it stacks. Because if it doesn't stack that quickly and it's not that much damage, then we can just single tank and not have to worry about tank switches. There's been so many strats for so many fights in Classic that are like, oh, you definitely need tank switches, that like you just don't, because our DPS is so good. Yeah, we'll probably won't need a tank switch, but we'll want to keep that in mind just in case. He also has an AoE netting attack, which stops all movement for those affected. It's important that melee get into position before the ad does this attack. Yeah, because if melee stand in front of the mob and then get netted, they're gonna it's like rogue class call in Nefarian. You're just gonna get murdered if you're in front. So weakness, very easily stunnable. Rogues and warriors should be making sure it's stunned as much as possible. Don't stun them until you have positioned on the outside rim facing away from the raid. The outside rim, which is probably like this part right here. Am I recording my mouse? I am. All right. So yeah, this part right here, like, yeah, just have them face towards the green stuff. I don't really think it matters too much where they actually are, as long as they're faced away from the raid and they're not near the boss himself. Right? Like, that's pretty much, I think, our big requirements. Okay. So, yeah, the big thing to look out for the Crypt Guards is the net. The net, like, if you get netted and cleave down, the cleave only does 1,000 damage, though. So unless they cleave constantly, like, I don't even know if this is a big deal. If it is though, then yeah, we'll just tell people to really hold DPS, get into position first if it's needed. I don't think it will be. All right, so other stuff that happens in this fight. So, when a player dies, what is it? Well, okay, so when a player dies, they end up spawning a bunch of corpse scarabs. Oh, right. So this also happens on. Okay, sorry, that was probably confusing. So let's just talk about the when we kill the ads, their corpses are going to be sitting there, and Anub'Rekhan can basically make a bunch of little corpse scarabs explode out of their bodies. When that happens, we have to AoE them down pretty quickly. This says they only have about 6k health, which should be really easy to AoE them down. This says about 10 to 15 seconds after a Crypt Guard dies is when they do the explosion, and we have to Okay, so we'll kill one at a time, I think. Yeah. Okay, so distance to a Anub'Rekhan seems to be a factor to whether or not he will explode the corpse. But does that mean you want them to... He explodes only things that are far or things that are near? Probably only things that are near. Killing the Crypt Guards at the same spot will make it easier for the raid to control the corpse scarabs when they spawn. Be careful about tanking them on top of the dead guards. Otherwise, mages can't stand in close to Frost Nova without being cleaved. I don't think that's an issue. Okay. So we can put both mobs like on the same spot and turn them away. I mean, how much do they even hit for? Can we just have like one off tank? Let's see. I think their normal attack is a cleave. I think that's what this says. But I still don't think this is going to be that bad. Okay, but we do need a plan still with the Corpse Scarabs. So, okay, so if a player dies, I think they just immediately spawn 5. For Crypt Guards, they'll spawn them, but only after like 10 to 15 seconds after they die. But you get 10 of them with the Crypt Guards, only 5 if a player dies. But if a bunch of players die right at the beginning, it can create just a horrible snowball effect that I actually remember from back in the day. It was not good. What does it say about aggro? Seems to work differently than normal mobs. Once the ad is on a target, DPS alone will most likely kill it before aggro is transferred to the DPS. Okay. Yeah. This can lead to a wipe of several loose bugs, aggro the hunter, or tank shortly before a locust. Oh. I think we're gonna kill him so fast at such a small window, I don't think it's a big deal. Okay. So, we pretty much know all the abilities of this fight. The key is all about dealing with the locust swarm. The everything else in this fight is really easy. Like, this is stuff we've dealt with before. It's fine. The locust swarm is kind of the tricky part. Let's go into Discord now, into our strats, and I'll go through our write-up for it. Spiderwing. Okay. So, this is a fight where dying can actually hurt the rest of the raid since it spawns scarabs. Everyone needs to have a basic understanding of the fight so we don't get ourselves killed. Right. So we need all the tanks to understand how Locust Swarm works. So when Locust Swarm happens, I don't know if we're going to deal with either 1 or 2, but the tank is going to be right here with his back to this wall against there. The Locust Swarm is going to happen. And then as soon as it happens, the tank moves around this outer circle here. Right here. All the way on the outer rim. That some people will move right here on this rim, which is fine. But then like the rest of the raid was going to have to move more over here because of the 30-yard circle that we're trying to avoid. So the tank can get further over going this way, and I think that's going to be better. So as soon as it happens, we need the tank to be faster somehow, either with a swiftness pot or with aspect of the cheetah. Cheetah is really risky because if you get hit, then you're screwed. We're all screwed. Swiftness is a little less risky, but it's also consumable. I think for our first attempts until we get used to everything, we should be using swiftness pots. Depending on how much health he has, we might have to go around a second time, but getting that Locust Swarm timing is going to be key here. So also when the Locust Swarm happens, another ad spawns. So we're going to need an off tank so Locust Swarm is going to be happening this way. Another ad's going to spawn. We're immediately going to pull him over here, face him away, and then the raid can work on killing him over here while the Locust Swarm is happening this way. I think we're only going to need 1. I don't know if we're going to need more than one Locust Swarm. Off tanks, make sure you're using free action potions on engage so the crypt guards don't root you. Yeah, so they have that root, which really, the AoE root, which really sucks. So you might want to have a FAP and maybe even living actions just in case you forget to. I think is going to be really important. Because like the pull is kind of important here too, getting everyone in the right position. If we mess up the pull, yeah, it's not going to be good. Like, well, like if people die early, we get a bunch of the corpse scarabs, I guess is what I mean. Okay, and healers. The big thing with healers in this fight is that so when that impale goes out to the raid and hits people, it makes them go flying up. Now some classes can levitate or slow fall or whatever. to not take any fall damage, and they should be. But other classes, so rogues have safe fall, right? Let's see. There's gonna be some other classes that we need to be careful of when they get knocked into the air. If they're low health and that class doesn't have any good like safe fall ability, we want to make sure we're healing them first, because we pretty much never want people to die to fall damage, and people should never die to fall damage. Healers in range can just kind of spread out amongst here. When the locust swarm is going to happen soon, everyone needs to collapse back to the left. I think that's it. So I might be able to like just get a locust swarm to happen so we can see what it's like, but I don't know, do I have DBM on? Oh, no, I don't. I don't think I'm necessarily going to do that in these videos anyways. I think it's more of just talking about like how things are actually going to go. About the actual abilities, because we've seen videos of like the fight in progress, and that's not necessarily what mine are for. It's more of just really understanding what these guys do, right? So, well, he's not aggroing, but I think that's going to be different in Classic. Let's kill a Crypt Guard. Okay, so when we kill these, he'll spawn the Corpse Scarabs eventually. I can't necessarily like rely on this though, right? Because this is all tuned differently, and it's just an Axe 25, so... is he gonna do anything? Does he even do Locust Swarm in this? Oh, there's the Impale. Okay, so I go flying up, take the fall damage. It wasn't that much fall damage though. I wonder if it's that high, if it's higher in retail, or if it really only is like, what was that? Like 10-15% of my life. There's another Impale. Look out of it. There's the one Corpse Scarab? Oh, wait, no, there's more. Okay. I thought it was more. Alright, cool. Whee! Alright, so let's finish this guy off. We did it! Woo! Got a nice wand. Got all this cool stuff. Mine now. Alright, so... you might think that door opens after you kill an Anub'Rekhan, but it's not. We actually have to go back around. Okay, I'm going to take a couple minutes break here and get the next title screen up. Here we go.